Welcome to Fantasy Basketball Ninja tutorial on our new and exciting tool called Let's Make a Deal. In order to be able to use it, you need an account on our website. So if you don't have it yet, please register and log in first. Second important thing is to have your leagues synchronized, as you should work with the current set of data. In order to do that, please go to My Leagues on the top of the page. And now you can see a list of your leagues on Yahoo. So click on Update League Data link on the right hand side of the screen. And right now application is connecting to Yahoo servers. In case you don't have a live connection, it will ask for permission, so then click Access and give it a few moments. When the synchronization is complete, you will see a tick mark with a current timestamp in the updated on column here. Now we can employ the application to work on actually finding you a best possible trades in your league. So let's get on to that. Click on the league name for which you will be looking for trades. And the page that opens gives you some details on the league name, your team name, scoring system, and number of teams in your league. You can also see 4 tabs. The first tab is League Standings Totals, and that's the tab that should be identical with the one that you can see on the Yahoo website. Second tab is League Standings Averages. This tab takes into account, it presents you the averages, taking into account the number of games that you actually played. Third tab, League Standings Directions. This is a projection tool and it's a subject of our other tutorial video. And the last one is Let's Make a Deal. So when you open that, you will see a few panels. First panel is a player selection panel. Now you can see a list of players that are employed in your team. Click on those whom you would like to select to make available for trades. If you, for instance, don't want to select, if you don't want to sell Serge Ibaka or any other player, click on the tick box on the left side of the player's name, and this player will not be taken into account during the analysis. But I am ready to sell or trade out all my players if it makes my team better. The second thing you need to do is you need to select a partner for the trade. By default, you will see a free agent waiver wire, because that's the most common source of new players for your team. But when you click on this list, you will see all teams that are playing in your league. In my case, names of those teams are identical as NBA teams. So here, please select a team that you would like to trade with. In my case, it will be Utah Jazz. And the last thing to do is to actually select a period of time for which will be used for the analysis. As you know, the player stats and player production is not constant during the season. So we have players who start slowly and get better as the season goes on, and other players who start really hot and then slow down. So it's actually up to you to select which period of time will represent the best what will happen for the rest of the season. And you have standard selection here of data for the full season, last 3 months, last 2 months, and so on. In this case, I will use the data for last month. So now that we have a list of players available for trade, we have our trade partner, and we have a period of time, we can actually run the analysis. So click Get the Best Deals button. Right now our database is simulating hundreds and hundreds of scenarios on how the season will play out in your league based on the selected criteria. And depending on the size of your roster and the size of your league, it may take up to 20 to 30 seconds. But the end result of this analysis is a list of trades which give you the best possible outcome. In order to successfully trade in fantasy basketball, it's usually a good practice to give your trade partner a reason to actually accept a proposal. Normally, the best deal for you would be to get a top player like Anthony Davis for an end-of-the-bench role player. But treating your possible trade partner like an idiot is usually not a good way to start a conversation. So, what we actually present here is a list of possible trades which should give a tangible gain to both partners, potentially creating a win-win situation for both of you. If you would like to see more details about the trade, click on an arrow on the right-hand side. It will open a panel with your simulated league standings in case that trade takes place. As you can see, your trades affect not only teams directly involved in it, but can dramatically change the statistical landscape of your entire league. This table will give you information on how each statistical category will change and by how much. So, by trading LeBron for Blake, my team gains the most in free throw percentage and turnovers. Even if Blake is not really known for making his free throws, it's still better than LeBron, who cannot make one to save his life. And another category which I would see an immediate impact is turnovers, since LeBron recently is really turning the ball over on a very high rate. On the other hand, I would be worse off in three-pointers, points per game, assists, and steals. But it's good to keep in mind that not all losses on averages translate into losses in roto points, as it's displayed here in assists. Because my margin over the player which who is actually below me in the assist rankings is big enough for me to take that loss and not really lose a point in assists. So, cumulatively, I would gain 4 roto points and would move up in the rankings to potentially even win this league. And my trade partner, on the other hand, he would gain a total of 3 points, mainly in defensive stats, meaning steals and blocks, and also points per game, while giving up some points in turnovers. Overall, should we make that deal, both of us would make a profit at the expense of teams not involved in that trade, and a total of 9 other teams would have to pay for this deal, in a way. For me, that's a very best possible outcome. So, that's it for the Let's Make a Deal feature of our website. If you like this tutorial, subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we will post more soon. Like us on Facebook or send us your comments by email. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Good luck with your trades.